Hi, everybody. It's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? Welcome to our show. Tonight is Tuesday, October 10th, 2023. We want to welcome you. Hit that promo, Leo.
Yeah, I'm a big fish in a small pond. Day's free and my night's long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. I'm as famous, I'm as famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am.
Well, we want to welcome you. We're so happy you're here. We're always so happy you're here. So, what Danielle just posted something. First of all, hi, Danielle. Danielle is our friend. She is a spiritual medium. She's incredible. I was just talking about you, Danielle. I don't know if we probably knew that because you're a psychic, but I was talking to my friend Shanna Sharp, who's going to be our guest tonight, about how wonderful you are and the great work that you do in the world. So Danielle says, "Hi, Maria and Leo. Happy World Mental Health Day," which I didn't know it was. So thank you for filling us in. And that would be a whole show right there. Wow. So maybe we'll talk about that a little bit. But I'm so glad that you mentioned that because it's a stressful world out there. Hello, Rena, my cousin Rena Cunyali Bergie. Hello and happy Tuesday. Yes, Ed Kutu, my friend from high school, my love. Happy Tuesday, friends. Same to you. We've missed you, Eddie. Ed manages Blade Salon in Rocky Hill, Connecticut. I love their Instagram page. They do beautiful work. They have wonderful people that work there. And it's just a good energy there. So if you're in the Rocky Hill, Connecticut area, please go and see Eddie and all of his wonderful staff and his guy Jay, who does beautiful work. They all do beautiful work. Yes, and tomorrow is Eleanor Roosevelt's birthday and National Coming Out Day. What? That's a lot of things. So Eleanor Roosevelt, Danielle turned me on to this amazing book called White Houses by Amy Bloom. I listened to it because I listen mostly to books rather than read because I drive a lot and it's easier for me to listen. And also, if I read, I'm so sleepy from working 100 hours that I tend to fall asleep. So, but I listen. I love it. When I'm cooking, I listen. And when I drive, I listen. So she turned me on to this amazing book, White Houses. I can't say enough about it. I won't tell you too much, but Eleanor Roosevelt had isn't that interesting? That's coming out day as well. She had a very interesting other life. So really, really cool, as did FDR. And they did wonderful things for this country. So thank you, Danielle, for reminding us about that. Okay, so yesterday was Columbus Day, right? Christopher Columbus Day. Now, I know a lot of people buckle when they hear that, but I got to tell you something. It's Italian Heritage Month, right? I got to tell you something about this. Thank you. So Jill Biden, I love Jill Biden. I love her, Jill Biden. I love Joe too, but I really love Jill. So Jill Biden is going to host the first ever Italian American Heritage delegation at the White House this Thursday. Oh my God, I wish I was there. I'm putting this out into the universe. Danielle, it's good to manifest things. I want to be there next year. I want to meet Jill anyway because I have my immigration video that I made, my This Is My America video, and I want to talk to her about it because she's a doctor of education and spread the word about that. But I love her. She is one of my favorites of all time. And she is the first ever Italian first lady. Now, if you look her name up, you would know she's Italian because her maiden name is Jacobs. But it was Giacomo when they came over on Ellis Island. And as many people's names were changed at Ellis Islands, her family was one of those names that was changed to Jacobs. The reason that a lot of Italians did that as well was because they didn't want to flaunt their ethnicity, because back in the day, it wasn't what it is now. Now Italians are celebrated we have great restaurants and great food, and there's amazing actors and shows about Italians and beautiful music and all that stuff. Italians are celebrated now. But back in the day, Italians were not looked at, and Rena could really speak to this because Rena was the head of Fury, which is like a pride organization for Italians in Boston. She was I believe you were the president, Rena, if I'm not mistaken. So she could really speak to this. But I read something so interesting this week that really I want to share with you. I may get the dates wrong, but in 1952, there were about 8 Italians killed in New Orleans. They were killed because they were Italian and they were ethnic, and Italians were just starting to come over here, and America didn't know what to do with these Italians, right? Yes. Oh my God. And I love Mother Cabrini. Thank you, Danielle. So if you want to type anything in here, I could really use the help. Rena and Danielle, my Italian sisters in crime. Okay. So my mother loved Mother Cabrini, by the way. But anyway, so these Italians were killed. And the president at the time was Harrison in 1852. And he thought, I better do something to make up for this because they didn't arrest anybody. And so he created Christopher Columbus Day to celebrate Italians, and did it that year kind of to appease so there wouldn't be, like all this rumble. And the Italians really enjoyed celebrating their day, so it stuck. Now, as my friend Scott Barberino, who is half Italian, half Jewish, put on his Facebook wall this week, and I really appreciated it. He said, we didn't know the dark side of Christopher Columbus when we were kids, and we just found out about it recently. And no disrespect to indigenous people, because I think it's terrible that there was all that stuff going on, and I respect that. A lot of my friends went to Indigenous Peoples Day this Sunday, and I'm glad that they had wonderful things happening in New York. But I will say, I could care less about Christopher Columbus, but I do really love being Italian. And I have a lot of respect for my ancestors and Italian immigrants that came over here. So I do not want to minimize this day because of someone like Christopher Columbus that did offend people. And you know what Scott Barberino said? I loved it. He goes, why don't we call it Leonardo da Vinci Day? And I was like, that sounds beautiful to me. To me, you can pick any Italian. Galileo was Italian, I think. There's so many amazing Italians over time. That we could name it after. But right now, what did you want to say, honey?
No, keep going.
Right now, I just love that Jill Biden, the first Italian first lady, is having a conference, and I just think it's wonderful. And I think that it's important to celebrate what you come from without hurting other people. And I just learned the history of it. So now it makes sense. Leo was an amazing, Leo was an amazing, Da Vinci was an amazing mystic. So I thought that was great. Scott Barberino is, as I said, half Italian, half Jewish, and just a really smart guy. And I thought it was a really great way. So maybe we could, get that out there. And I was telling Leo earlier, I know a lot of Italians that were really heartbroken when they started coming after that holiday, because for us, it was part of our growing up and honoring our ancestors. Who knew of that history? We didn't know of that history. Just like St. Paddy's Day honors the Irish, and let's say out of the blue, someone was like, well, did you know that St. Paddy was a blank, but, and then they changed it. But what I'm saying is, so I come from that place. And Leo, what did you want to say? I know you popped on for a reason.
Well, I popped on because I think that despite all the history, if it was the indigenous people that were receiving the Italians, we probably would have had a great relationship. But we let other people get involved.
Right.
And
what
so
a wonderful
that's what passed it on. But the indigenous people in the beginning of this history of Thanksgiving, we were the ones that invited everybody to come and say, hey, let's give thanks for giving.
I know.
So we would have welcomed you.
And nothing but respect. So it's not a disrespectful thing at all. I just think there's enough room for all of us to celebrate who we are. And that's the beauty of America. We are a melting pot, and we are a mosaic of all wonderful people. So I did want to talk about that. And, what I have in the background there, in my background, is my mom, when she had her first Holy Communion And Danielle, I took your advice, and there's this. I put lace around her picture, and the lace I found at my mother's. Well, my dad's there now. My dad's, but my parents' home. My mother used to make all these beautiful things, and so she left behind a lot of materials that she used. So Danielle said that it was a really beautiful thing that they used to do with frames. They'd have lace around it. So I put lace around my mother's picture to honor her. And I got to tell one quick story. So in 1966, I was 4 years old, and we in the North End of Boston, where I grew up, they had this Miss Mini North End contest. Now I don't remember it. I was 4, but I don't remember what I had to do for it. Probably nothing.
You were
But
4?
I was
Prove it.
4. I'm serious. Oh my God, there it is. Thank you, Leo. So this picture is of me the day that, say, on Columbus Day, 1966, and the Miss Mini North End person, whoever won that, got to ride in this convertible Cadillac with the Miss Teen North Ends.
Ooh.
And right, I know. Well, that's another story for another day. I won't touch that right now. And then I think the Miss North End. So, but because I was the littlest one, I got to ride in the middle. And it was really like an experience I never forgot. So it was so cool to be in the parade in this car and all that. So those are the memories I have. And we used to celebrate with amazing food. And all our neighbors in our building were from different parts of Italy. So my family was from Avellino, which is near Naples, Ariano, Espino. I was talking to Catherine about it today. My kumara, right in this picture, that's my kumara. Well, that's Rena. Actually, Rena's kumara and my sister's kumara, which means godmother. So she was there when they were baptized, and she was from Abruzzi, which is where Rena's dad was from. So kumara means godmother in Italian. And the woman in the background there is my dad's mom. So my nonna Nigolina, she was my sister's. She loved my sister. I was closer with my mom's relatives, my mom's side, but my sister and my grandmother were like thick as thieves. And that's a picture of her. So I found this. My mother made this beautiful. Hi, Georgia Water. Oh my God, I miss you. So my mother made this beautiful dress.
His little face.
Well, there I was. But you know what? I didn't really like wearing the dress much because I wasn't a dress kind of girl. But it was a beautiful dress. If you could see the color photo of it, it was orange and brown, so the fall colors, and it was satin. And then she made me like a faux fur hat because she wanted me to feel like a princess. So it was a faux fur hat with all these like kind of like leaves for fall. It was so cute. My mother was an amazing dressmaker. And my friend Connie Angelili, who was my mother's friend and our neighbor, reminded me this week that, she's like, your mother was an amazing dressmaker. She worked for Priscilla Gown of Boston. And if we could have my mother on the show, my mother was an incredible she designed dresses. She created so many creative things. It was amazing. So she made that dress. So that's how I'm honoring my Italian heritage tonight. Before we bring on our guest, I wanted to talk about that.
And isn't bread a very Italian?
Bread is about as Italian as you can get, as is our Mr. October. Leo, you love this. So who is this hottie showing off his bread? My cousin Jerry, who is Mr. October. Is that crazy? Can we arrange that? I know. Rena, are you laughing your head off? I know. Well, Rena says, my kumara Yolanda. Yeah, that's your kumara. And your Danielle, who is a medium and talks to the other side, said, your mom is always on the show anyway. I believe that. Now I have her back there. Go ahead. Leo, look how cute you are. Leo put my mother in the top corner as an angel hanging out with us. Oh my, Leo, you're the best. You are the best of the best. And Leo, happy Indigenous Peoples Day to you.
Thank you,
my
and
friend.
Happy Italian heritage.
Yes, thank you. I love that we can share these things.
And people, we're on Earth all together anyway, right? We might as well get along.
Absolutely. So anyway, I did want to throw that out there and just say that I remember also I have a very fond memory of when I first moved to this apartment. I think it was 2006. Yeah. One of the things that reason I chose this apartment was because across the street, the A train is right under my apartment. It's literally as I walk out, there's the A train. Across the street is the elevator, so it's handicap accessible. And it was one of the reasons that I chose this apartment because my mom at the end of was in a wheelchair, and so I said to myself, "Wow, my mom could come visit me," And so we made it happen. My mom got on a bus from Boston. I mean, I can't believe she did this. It was a handicap accessible bus, so they did have a place for a wheelchair, and that means she couldn't get out of her wheelchair for 5 hours, which is incredible.
Wow.
Of course, she made a million friends on the bus, and she told me about that. And I picked her up. She was in a wheelchair, but we were able to take the wheelchair accessible subways at 34th Street and go all the way to my stop and come up. And I also have an elevator in my building. So it was an incredible thing. And I took her to I reached out to the Christopher Columbus Association and told them about my mom and that she was handicapped. And they sent me tickets to St. Patrick's Cathedral because they always had a mass there at St. Patrick's Cathedral on Christopher Columbus Day before the parade started. So they put my mom, of course I got to go with her, which was great, all the way up to the front row with all these Italian delegates. It was incredible. And so my mom was there in her little wheelchair in the front, and RAI, which is RAI, which is the Italian TV station that broadcasts to Italy, was there. Of course, she made friends with them. My mother could make friends with a rock, for Christ's sakes. But so she was so happy. And so then we got to watch the parade from St. Patrick's Cathedral from the top. So she had these amazing views. And it was one of the most amazing days of my life. And I got to spend it with my mother in New York. And then we went out and got some food afterwards. And then we rode the subway home. So that was an amazing memory I have of my mom. 2006. And it was 2006. And sadly, 2009, she passed away. But I always had that memory with her. So I wanted to share that with everybody. And, wherever you come from, wherever your family comes from, if you don't know much about it, and find out about it, do the research, embrace it. If your family came from another country, check out the lineage, do all that stuff. It's really pretty incredible.
Don't throw those pictures away. Ask about those pictures.
That's right. Well, I tell you, every time I go to my dad's house now, I take pictures of pictures in books, and it's really cool. So, and then I post them. But yeah, those memories are amazing. Leo, I'm going to send you a bunch of videos. Leo, by the way, how many times can we plug Leo? He does everything. Leo, aside from maintaining my website and also now creating all this new stuff on my website, so he's completely updated it. So Leo can create websites, design them, update them, all that stuff. Leo also does like the same as Legacy Box. You can send him your videos and all that stuff, and he will digitize it, right, Leo?
Yeah, I did it. I started because I wanted to do it for my 80s and 90s things on videotape from college and my college performances that I missed. So I started doing it, and I've done it for a couple people as well. So just to get them, put them up on YouTube, things like that. So.
Well, thank you, honey. And so Leo does a lot of stuff. So check out, reach out to Leo. You can find him on Facebook. Or what is your website, Leo?
LeoIgnacioRodriguez.com.
Okay. And Leo has so many great things on his website. How was your week this week, Leo? I know you were busy with the kids.
Pretty good. Well, we released another. Actually, can I invite everybody to Idlewild?
Yes, please.
We've got a place for you to stay in Idlewild. Watch.
Take your parents on a getaway, or maybe a place for your whole family to vacation together? Come stay at the Silver Pines Lodge in beautiful Idlewild, California. Not only is there room at the historical main lodge, which just turned 100 years old, But there's also room at the Silver Pines Village, or you can choose one of the available private homes. I hear one of those houses even has a pool. So there's room for you, your parents, even your brothers and sisters, and all of your cousins. Located in Ottawa, California, open year-round and pet-friendly. They even have a koi pond. Have your parents call 951-659-4335 or go to www.silverpineslodge.com to make their reservations today.
Adorable. Leo, that is such a good ad. So you produced that. Your kids did that. You produced it.
One of my 11-year-olds, 11? Yeah, he's 11. Ethan was the editor. And our, oh my gosh, she's 9 years old now. Brixton did our voiceover.
Wow.
And that was an extended from what we did for summer. And yes, Rena.
I know, Rena, I was thinking the same thing. You show all of our cousins. I don't.
Yes,
We need about
they have
7
like
houses.
3 properties, and they have it, and a
Oh
pool.
my God.
So that's one of the last of the commercials that we did. And I'm also teaching a cabaret class up here. So if anybody's
I
up
love
in the
it.
Jill, I saw Jill Crozen signed in. Jill's
Yes.
down in the Palm Springs area. If you guys want to come up for the first ICC, Idlewild Community Center Fireside Cabaret, I've been teaching a 12-week course that will end November 15th, and then we'll perform on November 17th using songs from the Great American Songbook. And they've all been writing their patter, and that's been a lot of the workshop. It's
amazing, honey.
doing-
I'm so happy for you.
It
You
should
have
be
so
snowy.
much to share.
It's been, there's a lot to do on this mountain, but if you're living here, it's not like New York, but we make things happen if we want to make them happen. So
May I
took
just you go ahead,
yeah.
finish what
Go
you're
ahead.
saying.
I took them all out to karaoke the other night, so they all got a load of karaoke to get comfort with being on stage, and they had some fun. So
Oh, how great, honey. And I'm sure it's going to be wonderful. You're going to have to take pictures and record a few things and
oh yeah,
share it with. I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you for doing that, sharing all that knowledge that you have and all that joy for
I
music.
had a great cabaret teacher at one time. Wonderful. What was her name? Gentile, yeah.
Right. Yeah, that was a great show. We had a show a bunch of years back. We did a cabaret show, and Leah was in it. Catherine Salvia was in it. A lot of wonderful people. May I just say, Rena Quinelli-Berger said Jerry's not embarrassed to show off his backhand. Let me tell you, that's our cousin. That's our cousin Jerry. No, he's not embarrassed at all. He is Mr. October. There he is, a little trick or treat. He is born in October, and he is a baker by trade. That's the only reason the bread is out. I don't think for any other reason. He's just sharing his trade. That's his trade. That's what he does for a living. The bread. Okay, enough about all this stuff. We got to bring on our guest. I've been trying to get her. She's very busy. I've been trying to get her on forever, and I saw she's doing a show in 11 days, and I was like, oh my God, I have to get her on. Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, please. Put it together for Shanna Sharp. Shanna. Hi, beauty.
Hi.
You look so pretty.
Oh, I took a shower for you.
Okay, well, thank you. And
It was touch and go. The water was off in our building earlier today.
What?
So you almost
Whoa.
got a very different version of all this. So
Oh my God. Well, you're a redhead now.
yeah.
I've
I've been for a while.
You've been for a while. I remember when I met you, you were a blonde.
It's true.
Yeah.
She does a lot of different things.
But you look I mean, you're both. You look great as a blonde, but I do love you as a redhead.
Thank you.
Love it. Now, Shanna, you and I have been friends for a very, very, very long time.
Yes.
We worked together at the Duplex for many Saturday. Was it Saturday we used to work, or Friday and Saturday?
I think we did Fridays and Saturdays together.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
did Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were the team. We had a lot of fun.
We did. We
So-
ran that room. That was a
We
busy room.
we did run that room.
We
We
did.
did run that. We had so much. Oh my God, we laughed our asses off.
Do you know when I first started at the Duplex?
When?
They said, "Well, listen, the true test will be if Maria Gentile thinks you're, worth the snuff." That's what everyone told me.
Really?
Yeah, I was so scared to meet you because I was like, "Oh my God, she's like the tough one. She's gonna, she doesn't take no crap. She'll see through me if I'm not like hardworking and really like doing it right."
Wow.
So I really wanted to impress you. So then when we became actual friends, I was like,
We,
yes,
we became great friends. Oh, we
I
were a great
know.
team.
I know.
Wow. All right.
We had
Now,
fun.
not only are you a great singer
Mhm.
and
Oh,
a
thank
great
you.
coworker, but you are an amazing songwriter. Amazing
Thanks.
songwriter.
From one to another.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And I'm always excited about your stuff. Now, you have a new show coming up.
I do.
Tell us about that.
So I'm doing a show at a brand new venue for me. Not a brand new venue, but for me, called the Green Room 42. And I've done lots of gigs where, I'm doing my music, it's all original music. But what's cool about this is that we've really contained it as a show called
Mm.
Love Drunk. And if you know my music at all and you followed me or you knew me like before I was married, you know that a lot of my songs involve, yes, love, but also there was alcohol involved at some point, probably in the mix. But it's loosely based on those things, but it's about the stories of my songs and how they came to be, and and I
I
always say like
love your songs. I love your songs. And I love when you perform them live because I have your albums. I mean, I love listening to them. And you're also on Spotify. But when you perform live, it's a whole different thing because you play guitar for yourself, right?
yes, yes.
And you're a very, very, very good live performer, Shannon. Not everybody is.
Oh, thanks, Maria.
You're very connected to what you're saying. Your stories are lots of times they have a lot of humor in them.
I mean, I always say like I need to get as merch. I should probably have like little hankies made because there's like a lot of laughter, but there's also going to be some tears probably.
Oh,
I feel like I've nailed it as an artist. If I take you through a full range of if you go through all the stages of grief at a show, I feel like I really nailed it,
but you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Let's just take one quick second to say hi to Andy Prasky. Hi, Andy. How are you, honey? I think Andy's going to be on our show next week. Is it next week, Andy? Andy and Sean, they're doing a whole costume thing, so that should be fun.
Ooh.
But Andy is a good friend of Bill Morgan's, and he
Oh,
knows the
Bill.
duplex well. So
Cool.
now Shanna and that Zito has joined us, and my cousin Rita says, by the way, Ziana is here watching with me. Ziana is my Aunt Anna, my mother's sister, and my favorite person in the whole world. Yes,
Hi,
Oh,
Tiana.
amazing.
Hi,
Hi, Tiana.
Tiana.
She's the sweetest of the sweet. And remember, you were talking about Rena and Tiana. Shannon was telling me about the flaky crust, that
The
TikTok
buttery
thing.
flaky crust. Yeah.
Right. And I said, my God, my Ziana just made one of these videos. So, okay, not to we just got sidetracked because of me. I'm sorry. But so your show, which I love your songwriting. I love all your stuff, but your songwriting shows I really enjoy them because you tell the stories behind your songs. You play the guitar. So what is this show going to be like, Shanna?
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
I mean, I always say like it's going to be very real. It's going to be very raw. Like I don't hold back. I'm not one to hold back on stories. So I will take you on it. My goal is to kind of take you on a journey to
Mhm.
be as honest as possible and hopefully to have lots of humor in between because
Yeah.
I think if you're going to go there and go to the depths, you got to also bring it to the highs. So, I want to encompass all of that. So,
Yeah. Now
yeah.
this is a brand new venue for you, you said.
Mhm.
And the Green Room 42, I've never been there, but I'm dying to go. But it also has a live stream option, right?
Yeah, so that's what's so exciting about it because usually I'll do shows. I like to do shows in really small, intimate spaces, and
Mm-hmm.
so this is a bigger room than what we're used to. It's still pretty intimate the way that it's set up, but yeah, you can be in person or you can live stream it. And my understanding is that the live stream lasts for 24 hours after. So even if you're in a different time zone, I have a lot of friends in other countries and other states, and so that way you can kind of, you don't have to wake up in the middle of the night to watch it. You can watch it
I
in your own
love that.
time. Yeah.
Now, so that is, I'm definitely, because I work at the same time that you're doing this show.
Right.
So I was very disappointed. I thought, damn, I can't get to it. I can't watch the live stream. But now I can. So I can.
Yay.
How does someone get a ticket to the live stream if they can't make it in person?
So the same ticket link, and I don't know if Leo, if we have that to share, but the same,
Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay.
that
Beautiful.
link, you can get a live stream ticket or an in-person ticket.
Okay.
And if you're listening in and aren't seeing things, then it's just the Green Room 42's site. You just
Okay.
go to the Green Room 42. And how it works is you'll go to like their calendar. And when you click on October 21st, we're the 9:30 show. You'll see Shanna Sharp Love Drunk. And then that's where you can purchase tickets.
I love that. Now that's a pretty big room, right? It holds a good amount of people.
Yeah, I want to say it holds about 100, maybe a little bit more,
Wow.
75 to 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a big undertaking for us too, because we usually do rooms that are like, 50 max.
Yeah, but I will say, Shanna, the last time I saw you perform live was at the Stonewall upstairs, and that room was filled. There was not one seat. We were all standing, and that was 100 people.
Oh, really? Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
I,
I
ho-
know it
I
was.
hope they all don't have to work.
Yeah.
We'll see.
No, so you can definitely pull them in. That's not hard for you. Now, for room, if a person does want to come live, which if I wasn't working, I like going to shows live. Although if I can't, then I will live stream.
Of
But
course.
um, where is it located?
So it's actually kind of cool. So it's in Yotel, which is in Times Square.
Yeah.
So when you come in, there's a lot of signs right when you come in. So it's really centrally located in Manhattan at the Yotel. And you just the elevators, you'll see they'll say to Green Room 42. You hit the button, you go right in, you're up, boom, you're there. And what's
Love
really
it.
cool is after the show, if you imbibe, or if not, you can have a seltzer or a soda, but they have this rooftop bar.
Oh,
So
wow.
after the show, we kind of go there to kind of have like a little meet and greet, and you're like
Oh, I
looking
love
out at
it.
all of New York City
Oh my
on
God.
this giant outdoor kind of terrace bar of this, building in the middle of Times Square, which is really
Oh,
cool.
how cool.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah, I know a lot of great people have done shows there and they really enjoy it.
You would be
Um,
great to do a show there, just saying.
well, maybe I will.
I
Maybe
would come to that show.
oh, you're so sweet. I did a show in Boston in May for my birthday, and I had such a great time.
Yeah.
It was such an amazing experience to have all these people from different parts of my life, my
Yeah.
Boston life, that it's kind of like lit a fire to do a show in New York. So I may do that. And like you, I'm a songwriter. And although this particular show, I did some half and half,
That's all
uh,
right.
but I might just do a show of just originals. I'm feeling that.
Why not?
Why not?
I think this show is going to be all originals. We're going to have some brand new ones. We're going to have some that are like from eons ago, some things that, I wrote a while ago, but never recorded or never
Right.
released. But I usually do a cover or two in a show. I think it's fun to do your own spin on stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shannon, do you remember? I'm going to say like 15 years ago. Can you believe it was that long?
We were 12.
I know. Jesus.
I don't know why they were letting us work in a bar. Really,
I
they should be
know.
arrested.
Me, you, and Jerry Diefenbach
Okay.
did a show at the Duplex called Junk in the Trunk.
Oh my God. I forgot that we called it Junk in the Trunk. But yes, that was so good though.
It was a great show. What it was songwriters called, sometimes they refer to trunk songs, because you just reminded me when you said songs I haven't done in a while. Trunk songs are songs that as songwriters, you kind of put like, some people say on the shelf. Songwriters tend to put them in the trunk. Like, nah, I'll go back to that.
Yeah.
So we all could, we gave ourselves the challenge to not do songs that we normally do, but songs that we had never either done in public or that people didn't know very well. We wrote new songs and we actually backed each other up on songs.
Yeah, that's what was so cool is we kind of I was like, okay, I have this song, you sing this part, I'll sing this part on your song. And I love that.
That was a good show.
Yeah, it really
That was a good show. I love
We
that
might have to
show.
revive it.
Yeah, that would be fun, right?
Yeah.
Junk in the Trunk. Wow.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of songs that Well, you write a lot of songs, Shanna. I mean,
I really love songwriting. I mean, I think it's
yeah,
like also a big part of like how I process too.
of course.
You know, so um life
I
is
sh-
full of things to process. So there's
and
always
I
something to
know, and
write
you
about.
come from a musical family, right?
Yeah, not yes and no. Like my mom and dad always sang. They never like, my mom and dad never, pursued it in any way. Like my mom was in musicals and stuff, but both of them had beautiful voices.
Mm.
My dad, had a band when he was in high school. Apparently, they wrote some song called "However Many Months in the Womb" or something. It was about, I don't know. It was very strange. Or it was like something 40 week or 39 weeks in the womb, or I don't know. I was like, Dad, that's
Your
really
dad is
weird.
super cute.
Oh, he's
He's super
hilarious.
cute.
Yeah, he's a good one.
So you, I mean, your whole family was kind of musical, and people. There's a lineage of even people that played instruments, right?
Yeah, it's so funny. My parents had four children, my three older brothers and myself, and I'm sure they thought they were going to get like one lawyer or doctor out of the mix, but we're all like, we're artists. So
I love it.
they're like, oh God, like, we're gonna have to save for our own retirement because these kids aren't going to help us at all.
I love it, and I know your brother John was so sweet.
Yeah, and he's turned actually restaurateur. He owns all these, and I'm a partner with him on some of them, but all these places up in Peekskill, New York.
Yeah, and
Um,
we're definitely going to talk about that too, because I'm always so impressed that you do all these different things. Um, so, but what did I want to talk? We were talking about your songwriting. Now you are from Alabama.
Yes, I am. I am. I was born in Alabama. My father is in the Air Force. We moved around a little bit, but oddly, we landed back in Alabama when I was still pretty young. And then my dad early retired there. So,
Mm.
unlike a lot of Air Force children, I moved around a little bit in my early years, but for the most part, I was raised from like 7, 8 years old on. I was in Alabama.
Wow. Now, Shanna, does your dad still have the distillery?
Yeah, my dad and my brother opened a distillery called John Emerald Distilling. My grandfather's name was John Emerald, so that's in Opelika, Alabama.
I love it.
Yeah, they're still cranking out booze. So,
Yep. Well, let me
oh,
see, Shanna. What does "Put It Down" mean? Did you
oh,
write that song?
yeah. The song I think is called "Put It Down Slowly." So it was about a guy that I wanted to hit on me. Like, it's like how I wanted you to put it down. Like if you want if you want to get down, you got to put it down slowly. Like
Okay.
don't come on too strong. Like just put it down slowly if you
I
want. Like
love it. I love it.
yeah,
I love your songs. You listen. I have to can't stress enough, everybody, that if please, if you can make it live, go see Shanna's show. October. It's a Saturday, October 21st at Green Room 42. If you can't make it live, you can catch the live stream, which Shanna tells us is good for 24 hours. I'm definitely doing that for sure because I have to work that night. You will. Shanna is just delightful. You're going to be a big fan, like I
thanks,
am.
Maria.
Now, I'm going to take a second to do the food section of our show.
I love the food section.
So do I. I love the food section.
I'm also obsessed with your cooking. So
Oh, honey, you got to come over
I
again.
know, I know. I used to make everyone knows when I used to work uptown doing real estate, I would stop by Maria's house just so that Maria would feed me.
And I was happy to do
She
it.
was amazing.
And I created the Shanna salad once with
Oh,
what I had in the refrigerator.
the
I didn't
best
make the
salad.
Shanna salad tonight, but
That's okay.
it's one of my favorite salads.
It's really good.
And then after we come back from the food section, I want to talk about your restaurants.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Annette says, "Ooh, let's talk produce. Who's delivering to your restaurant?" Annette's in the produce business.
Oh, nice. All right.
Good to know. All right. So let's talk about our foods. The food section of our show is called Go Ahead, Keep Eating. Now, everybody at home, on the count of three, we are all going to say it. Leah, why don't you join us for this? 1, 2, 3. Go ahead. Keep eating. Okay, what did I make tonight? I went with a theme of Italian Heritage Month, and Rena will appreciate this. So these are fusilli napoletane, so fusilli from Naples. But what it is, why I picked this particular pasta, I was in this great place in Jersey yesterday called Randazzo's, which the Jersey people will know about. I had heard about Randazzo's, but never been there. And I was with Judy. We were driving around. She was working and I was tagging along. And I said, oh my God, we got to pull into Randazzo. So I bought this beautiful fusilli, but it was long. Fusilli is usually short like this. It was like spaghetti long,
Ooh.
but it was all twisted. Incredible. So this is fusilli napolitana. And what I did was I took crushed tomatoes. I put crushed red peppers. I put truffle butter, truffle salt, red wine, parsley flakes, and a little bit of, what else did I put? Parsley flakes, a little bit of chives, like so. And I created this brand new kind of pasta sauce, and I put that over there. And then this is fresh Parmigiano Reggiano from Italy that my Cheryl, I think you know Cheryl, she lives upstairs from me. Her father-in-law, because her husband is Calabrese, her father-in-law runs a bed and breakfast in Calabria, and he sent me a giant chunk of Parmigiano Reggiano from his farm. Oh my God!
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I know. So I can't wait to eat this.
Oh, and anything truffle, sign me up.
Me too, but not everybody likes truffles.
Oh no,
I love
the
them.
I know. When people are
That's
just
how I
too
feel.
much truffle, I'm like, not a thing. It's
Not a
absolutely
thing.
not a thing.
You know, there's an amazing company called Truff.
Yes, I know them.
Oh my God. They have
Very
the hot
good.
sauce, which I use. I use the mayonnaise. Amazing.
Oh, I haven't had
And
mayonnaise.
the salt, Truff salt. It's out of
Oh, yeah.
control. No matter what you put it on, it's delicious.
I used to put them on deviled eggs, the truffle
Oh
salt.
my God.
So good.
Amazing. What did I do for salad? Okay. So going with the Italian theme again, I did Boston lettuce because that's where I grew up in Boston. We were Boston Italians. So Boston lettuce, I did baby cucumbers. I did scallions, so little onions, red peppers, which, as you know, it's so funny. Every kid sneaks different foods when they're little, like whatever. You know what I used to sneak? Because Italian kids love vegetables. I used to sneak the red peppers. I cut it in half, fill it with vinegar, and just eat it. That's what. So crazy. That was like what I snuck. And salt, and a lot of salt. So red peppers in there, and then you guys are not going to like this, but I love it.
Sardines.
And anchovies.
Okay.
Anchovies with capers in the middle. So they're called
Ooh,
a little rolled.
fancy.
And then I'm
Oh.
gonna put delicious. And then I'm gonna put I'm gonna use the actual anchovy oil that's in the can
hmm
to flavor that. And then it's called Fini Aceto de Modena. Rita corrected me last time because I got it wrong. It's not Modena, it's Modena. Aceto de Modena, which is a region of Italy. They make the most amazing balsamic vinegars. And I'm going to do that with Shanna truffle salt.
Mm.
There you go.
I love an anchovy.
I do too. You really do? You're an American kid?
I love
Look.
anchovies and capers on a pizza.
Me too.
Yes. So good.
Shanna, we're going out for pizza. We're getting
Thank you.
anchovies.
Yeah, because I can never get it because I'm not going to have the whole pie and no one ever wants to split it.
I'm splitting it with you.
Thank you.
I'm
Oh
with you,
my
Annette.
God.
I'm with you, Annette.
Annette is not with
Annette
us.
goes, you lost me at anchovies. I love them. Not everybody does. I always get them on the side when I go with Judy because she's like, don't put them on the pizza.
Oh, but when they bake it with the cheese on the pizza, that's the way to
so
go.
good.
That's
So
the way to
good.
go.
All right. So what did I have for dessert? Italians love like Toblerone. There's a nougat. It's a lot of nougat with Italians, and you don't see it a lot. But so yesterday at Randazzo's, I bought this nougat, and it's got almonds, and it's called 40, so which means 40. So it's like a nougat passion. So it's delicious. Nougat, very Italian. So sometimes it's called Toblerone. It's a little harder, but this one is very soft. I can't wait to eat
Italians
it.
love a good nougat.
Maria went out
Italians
and bought
love
a
a good-
40.
What?
Maria went out and bought a 40.
I bought a 40, 40. It means 40.
Why do they
It's
call
called
it
chocolate.
40?
I don't know.
I'm like, it's not that old, is it? I
No,
hope not.
it's not
Is it
that
an
old.
aged nougat?
I don't know, but it's soft. And I saw it. I was like,
It's
oh my
delicious.
God, you never. I also have to confess, I also bought cannolis yesterday, lobster, all kinds of stuff there, and I ate it. I got to go back on the keto, but I haven't done it yet. Anyway, okay, so that's that. Now, Shanna,
Yes.
You and your brothers are also, you own bars, you own restaurants. Tell
Uh-huh.
us about those amazing places.
So we own a handful of stuff up in Peekskill, New York, which is about 45 minutes north of the city.
Yep.
So one of them is called Fin and Brew. It's kind of like a little casual fine dining seafood place. They do I went and had Italian, what is it called? Seven Fishes.
Oh,
They
yeah.
do a Seven Fishes on Christmas Eve there.
What?
Yeah.
That's
I
incredible.
I know, it was so awesome. Because I'm not gonna fix that many dishes. Like, I don't know how y'all do it. Like,
The
it's
Feast of the
insane.
Seven Fishes. That's our Christmas Eve,
Yeah.
what we do.
Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with it. I think it's delicious.
Oh my
I love fish.
God. Me
And then
too.
we also have Gleason's, which is an Italian theme as well. It's like flatbreads, pastas, and we just moved into. Oh yeah, there's Fin and Brew, Leo. Thank you so
Oh, I
much.
love it. Look at
Um,
that place.
It's really, really nice. The
Oh
food
my
is
God.
really great. Now, in the same complex as Fin and Brew, there's the Factoria, and that's our wedding event space that we have up there. So Fin and Brew is like
Wow.
the restaurant that's attached. And then there's like a giant loft space that overlooks the Hudson River. And that's our wedding event space called Factoria.
Oh
Um,
my God. That
we
is
also
fantastic.
have Gleason's, which just went to a new location, also in Peekskill, New York. And that is, like I said, Italian flatbreads, pastas, really, really great stuff. Amazing cocktails, really amazing cocktail list there. If you're into a
Wow.
fancy beverage, that's the one, Leo.
You guys, let's take a road trip to Peekskill.
Yeah, you can Metro North it. And it's, like I said, about 45 minutes on the Metro North.
Oh my
It's a
God.
fairly walkable town, like from the train station. All
Oh
of these
my
places.
God. Look at that.
Yeah, we don't play around. It's really,
No.
really good. Like it's
Wow.
not. It's delish. Then we
Wow.
also have Birdsall House, which is like gastropub, farm to table. It has like, I don't know, 20 something plus craft beers on tap that are always rotating.
Oh, I
Um,
love that.
yeah, and they have for the fall, they have this really cool thing. Their outdoor space. Yep, there's Birdsall House. And they do
Wow.
fire pits. So you can like have a beer, have dinner, have a burger, all these things. The menu's always changing because it's always kind of like fresh farm table.
Oh my God. This is fantastic.
It's really, really great stuff. And because it's outside of the city, you're getting amazing. Oh, and they also have drag shows at Birdsall House, which is super fun.
I
Um,
love it.
They have you get really great quality, but not at the New York City price.
Okay. Beautiful.
So you get the same quality, but at a much more approachable price point.
Oh my God. So now I'm going to stop because Eudania Mesa Dominguez, who you know,
Uh-huh.
says a road trip, you barely come to New Jersey. You know what? You really are a ball buster. I actually was in New Jersey the last 3 days, and I'm there at least 2 to 3 days a week, sometimes more. So zip it, Poopa. But you know what? Listen, why don't you and I on a Sunday go out and see one of Shanna's beautiful restaurants? Why don't we go on a road trip? How about that?
Yudi,
She's so bad. She's so bad.
you barely come to New Jersey.
She is fresh as fresh can be.
Listen, if you fresh ladies are traveling, you let me know. I'm coming there with you.
Oh my God, let's do it.
We're gonna walk in like we own the place.
Yeah, let's walk in like we own. You walk in like we own the place, and we'll be right behind you.
That's right.
Like we're with
I'll be
her.
like, there with me.
I love that. And I used to work for Shanna. When do you still have mess hall? Is that still you?
That was my first baby, my first bar. I sold it at the top
Okay.
of 2022. I
Okay.
sold my shares.
Okay.
But with love.
Yeah.
With love.
It's a great place, so we'll give that
Yeah.
a shout out. It's on 118th and Frederick Douglass.
Yeah, and they're still kicking. They're still doing great.
Yeah.
It's a nice local spot. We'll hang
Yeah.
out. You were amazing when you were there. I was so appreciative, my friend.
Oh, you're welcome.
thank you.
I was one of the managers there, and Shanna, I always say this. I learned a lot working there. I learned a lot
That's a good
about
thing or a bad thing.
It's a good thing. Man, I learned the other end of it. I learned the
Yeah.
managing end of it. I was like, holy moly.
Yeah.
It's a lot to run a restaurant, So good for you, honey.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. So there's so you are the food scene in Peekskill, said Net Zito.
Oh, thank you, Annette.
We should get. I mean, now Judy's going to come say like, when are you going to do that? But wouldn't it be cool if we could get a group to go up to see Shanna? I know Bill Goffey would do it. I know. I'm telling you, Annette, Bill Goffey, and Judy is rolling her eyes like you're never going to do this. But wouldn't that be fun if
Judy, we
did
just
do
have
that?
to hold her to it. Like we have, this is recorded, so now we
I
have it
know.
on tape. It has to happen.
Yeah, because Annette, you're up there. Annette is already up there anyway.
Oh,
towards-
awesome. She's up in Westchester, around there.
Yeah, around there. I can't remember exactly where Annette's from, but I'll think of it in a minute. But anyway, so Shanna, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Good for you, honey. And your
Thanks.
brother John.
Yeah,
is with
he's,
you.
I mean, good Lord, he does all the work. So
He does
he
all the
just-
work.
yeah,
Okay.
he runs it. He runs the show. I'm the investor. So I just, I was the little sister who hustled really hard and I wrote a bunch of checks.
I
And
love
then
that.
he does all the work when he's
I love. Well,
fantastic.
you worked your tail off, honey.
I did.
It's not like nobody gave you that. You worked your tail
We
off.
worked, yeah, we
Yeah,
we
and
worked hard
also
for the
you
money.
you got into real estate, and
Yep.
you always hustled. You were always
Yeah.
about that. So okay, I'm so glad though that with all these other things that you do, that you're still doing music.
Oh, I mean, all the other things I do are about music.
Yeah, I
I
love
opened the
that.
bars to have income to do music. I did real estate to have income. Like it always came back to how can I make my life about music? And
Right.
all the things just support that to happen.
Yeah, and we talk about that all the time because we have artists, all kinds of artists on the show. And one of the things I always say, and you are an example of that, is don't expect your music to finance your life. Do things to finance your art.
Well, yeah, I think when you do your art with the intention of I have to make my living from this, you end up not making art, or you end up not
Mm,
making the art that you really want to make, because you
right,
start thinking about like, well, how do I make this more commercial? How do I make this more likable? As
right,
opposed to I am just going to create, I'm going to give of myself
right,
and put it out in the world, and commercial popularity be damned, I'm gonna be original,
right,
and
right.
I think that's when, you know, I wish there was more funding for artists so that they
Yeah,
could just be artists,
yeah,
But we'll get there.
yeah.
Get there
No,
one
but
day.
and your stuff is great. So once again, we want to tell everybody, Shannon, you tell everybody when your show is and where it is.
Yep, October 21st, Saturday, 9:30 p.m. at the Green Room 42. On their website, you can get either in-person tickets, which I would love to meet you. And if you come, please tell me that you were on What's the Story with Maria. And if not, there are live stream tickets. If you're not available at the time, they should be good for 24 hours after the show.
I'm getting a live stream ticket for sure.
Yay!
I'm so excited. That's going to be so much fun. And so we have a lot of people from other places, like Boston and,
Oh, yeah.
outside of New York. Please get your live stream ticket. It'll be so worth it. Shanna is amazing.
Thanks,
And it
friend.
gives you a lot of food for thought. That's what I love about your music. It's a lot. I mean, it's fun, but a lot of it is very, very, very thoughtful. And it gets you going, like for other artists, like every time I see you live, it makes me want to write something.
Oh, I
Even if
love
it's-
that.
Yeah, even if it's a poem, I'm like, wow, I never saw it that way. And then I'll see my life a little bit differently. And then I'll go home and write something.
Yeah, and what's beautiful is then your perspective of what you've experienced in me then influences me.
You see?
Like that's what's so beautiful about it.
Yeah, we're good. We're good buddies and we're a good team. And we have to break a little more bread together.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
Well, we did break an excessive amount of bread.
we did.
So I think our bodies were like, maybe y'all should take a break because
Oh my God, Shanna, do you
It's so
remember? Well, we
sad.
used to work together Fridays and Saturdays, right?
Mm.
So after
We kept Waverly Diner in business. In fact,
Oh
we
my
were the
God.
reason they could renovate. I think we were the
after
reason.
work, we would go out to the diner, and I didn't have a car back then. We used to take a cab home. We'd
Mhm.
split a cab, and we would eat so much.
I don't even know how we did it. Like, I guess we worked up an appetite.
Oh my
But
god.
we had like appetizers, main dish, dessert, side dish.
Oh my god. One time, this is like years ago. It's not like the prices now. I'm talking like 17 years ago. We ordered so much food, it came to like $66. This is after work, just two people
So much
at
money.
a
For a
diner.
diner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I
we
was
would,
just ordering things that were receptacles to put ranch in my mouth.
oh my god. And they knew us, so they'd bring us extra food.
Yeah.
Remember, Uma was our waiter.
Oh,
He was-
right.
Yeah.
But do you remember the fateful cab though? The cab ride.
You tell it.
Okay, so we eat our $80 diner meal and we're both so stuffed, like so stuffed. And
I
at that
can't
time I lived
move.
on the Upper West Side and we're in this cab and this cab is just like riding the brake. And I'm like,
It was
I
like
don't know
his first cab ride ever, this
he
guy.
had never driven. I don't know. Like he was used to a stick. I'm not sure. So he drops me off and I'm watching the car go
And
down
I'm
the
still
street.
in it.
So it's free in it. And it's like a disco. It's just like,
It was
like
like
a strobe light. He's braking. There's no traffic. This is at 5 a.m. in the morning. There is
Oh my
no traffic
God.
whatsoever. And he's just like brake, brake, brake.
Break. And
Oh
by the
my
time I
God.
got home, I was so nauseous. I called Shanna. I'm like, what the hell happened there with that cab ride? And then we were both like, how
And
much
you
did
had
we
to drive
eat?
around. You had to drive around for like an hour
Oh,
because he
wait.
didn't have change or
Oh my
something.
God.
Yeah,
It
and
was before they took credit cards.
yeah. Oh
So
my.
I
Yeah.
had like, I think $40 and whatever it was, he didn't have change for it. So we had to drive around and go in and get change. He was ridiculous, that guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, oh my God, that was
he
such
learned
a
a
funny
lot
night.
on that job as well.
Yeah, he did. That was we have a lot of stories. Shannon and I have a lot
Oh
of
my
stories.
God, too much.
Okay, so our show has come to an end.
Oh,
I know, but I always ask my guests to please leave our listeners with something inspirational. What would you say to an artist out there that how do we inspire other artists? So what do you want to leave people with, Shanna, as a creative person?
I will say what I wish someone had said to me is like, worry less about the art that you see and just do the art you want to do.
Love
Like, if yours is different than everything you're seeing, it probably means you're onto something.
that.
So just
Mm.
put your art into the world, and your people are out there. And if you're not authentically yourself, they won't be able to find you. So just put yourself out there, and your people will find you, even if you're different
Oh,
than
I
everything
love
else.
it.
Yeah.
I love that, Shanna. That's really great. Okay, so we are we're so happy you were able to make it,
Thank you for
Shanna.
having me.
Oh my God, I've wanted to have you for the longest time.
I
Because
love
do you
you.
still have a residency at the Monster with the girls?
Yeah, yes. I have to see. It was all through the spring and the summer, so I'll have to see what they're doing going into the winter months. But yes, with my group
Siren,
Siren. Mm-hmm.
which is amazing. It's 3 girls, and they are. Shanna, you play guitar, and
Yeah, we like take pop tunes, but we do them this kind of country Andrew Sisters, Dixie Chicks.
gorgeous.
We kind of twang it.
The harmonies are gorgeous.
It's a lot of fun.
Gorgeous. So keep an eye out for Siren as well. And they just listen. There's no reason why you can't catch Shanna's show because it's live streamed as well. So please go to that site. Leo, can you put that up one more time, honey bunny? And then please join us, Leo, as we exit out. But it's Green Room 42, the website for it, and I think it's on our. You can find it on there as well. We want to thank everybody for coming out. We want to thank checking out our show. We appreciate you. We're here live every Tuesday from 9 to 10 p.m. And Shanna, I can't thank you enough. I love you to pieces.
I love you
Love
to
you.
pieces.
And I love your husband too. Not like, I'm not going to steal him.
Oh no, he loves you.
I love your husband.
You could probably steal him.
Well, you know what? I got my hands full, right? And I got to get to Jersey. So,
Apparently.
yeah. But please tell him I love him. He speaks fluent Italian, by the way.
He lived and worked there.
I know, even though he's Serbian, but he
I know.
speaks beautiful Italian.
Aw,
So
I'll
please
him.
tell Alexander I love him. He also took my headshots years ago. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
my headshot that's on my, oh my God, wait. Alexander took this headshot. I can't believe it. It is.
Oh yeah, he did.
He did. It was the last one in the roll. He took this.
That was a good shot.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he's an amazing photographer. He also took the one of me on the motorcycle.
Yes, I like those photos. Those
Yeah,
were
he's a
awesome.
great photographer, and he did my friend's wedding. He's a great photographer and a
Yeah.
wonderful person. So tell him I said hello.
I will.
We love and appreciate you, everybody. Good night. Please come back, Shanna. I love you to pieces.
I love you.
Thank you, everybody.